Hey, I'm Tom,
And I'm Josh.
and you are watching the BlockCast.
We're Lego fans. Click.
Yellow delivery truck. You
Yellow
know what
delivery
that
truck.
means.
That means we got to jump right in because
Yeah,
August is a big month.
yeah, we have so much to talk about that we've loaded this episode so full that it's unbelievable. And
We thought
today we're
June was
starting with
intense.
Tower Bridge. For those of you
Yes.
listening at home, Tower Bridge, $349.99 set 21067. Um, it's 3,745 pieces. It comes out August 1st. Josh, I swear we've seen Tower Bridge before.
We have, in fact, seen Tower Bridge. It was part of the Creator Expert series several years ago and looks very close to the same because it is, in fact, a very highly recognizable landmark in London. And there's not too much you can do to change what the landmark looks like. So it is very similar. There are some, it looks like some updated techniques used, some different coloring.
Technique.
Um, but we've seen this before.
We have.
That said, it still looks great. If you missed it the first time, you have a new opportunity to pick it up. If you are a fan of architecture or things that take up a lot of shelf space, looks really random on that red table. But it's a great representation of the Tower Bridge in London. It comes out to about 9 cents per brick, or per piece, so it's a fair value for an architectural line. I think that it's going to be quite popular. I do like the little cars and the double decker bus.
I do like how they added water under the bridge. I don't think they had that in the original.
The original was on a blue base plate, so that represented the water.
This seems a little bit more technical, not technical, but a little bit more micro than the other. But
Yeah,
it it's the same set.
yeah, basically.
So if you're interested in Tower Bridge and you're visiting the United Kingdom and you specifically London this summer and you want to come home and rebuild what you saw, then I'd recommend picking up Tower Bridge because it's Tower Bridge. Do I see this going longer than a year and a half? Probably not, because those that had purchased this before, I don't know if they would purchase this again.
But
Competing Tower Bridges don't necessarily go
you got to
together.
think, Tom, of the timing here. This is releasing on August 1st, right? And what is coming out on July 31st? But Spider-Man Brand New Day and Spider-Man Far From Home took place on Tower Bridge. So
True,
maybe
I wish
there's,
this came out during Far From Home, Josh, and featured a little
yeah, I know, but
Spider-Man
I think as
minifigure.
everyone's doing their rewatch, they're going to want to recreate those scenes. So we're going to see an increased interest in this amongst Marvel fans.
Oh, we will see. We will see.
It even has Spider-Man versus Anti-Venom heist as a gift with purchase.
It does.
It's
That
kind of
is
red.
awkward. Okay, I didn't. Okay, all right. Or you could
And the
get the
dark
dark
saber,
saber,
because why not?
or you could get some straw toppers.
Okay.
That's new. Please don't eat Lego, everyone. All right, next set we're going to be talking about. It is Gustav Klimt. If I said that incorrectly, I apologize. It is the Kiss set number 31221. It is $299.99, comes out on August 4th. It is exactly 4,000 pieces, and it does continue the framed art line. This
Yes.
is actually a lot of fun to those that enjoy putting these up as displays.
Yeah. These are very popular in our household. We love the greebling techniques. We love the kind of dot art and how they bring these classic paintings to life. I like that the Lego isn't flat. It gives it dimension, kind of like when there's ink left behind. Um, those whips are bendy, so those are going to be hard to keep in place. So that's going to be a fun build technique.
They'll pop.
But
I guarantee you they'll
I
pop.
I do think that it is it's very very good. I think they did a great job in kind of capturing it. There's a lot of yellow, and I think there's a lot of yellow in the original as well. But I think because of the shades of yellow with Lego and stuff, some of the detail is washed out.
True. I see
Um,
what you mean, especially around the midsection or torso.
yeah.
It's hard to disdain their body shapes and sizes.
and especially like the flesh of the faces and stuff. However, this is actually a great value for your sets. It is about 7 cents per piece because you do have a lot of the dot pieces, a lot of those kinds of elements. But I think that's one of the better values of the art line in terms of price per pick.
I agree with you on that, especially those that like to break these down and then resell them. This is probably a good value for those that are looking for rarer yellows. Not rarer yellows, but yellows in pieces that you don't normally see them in yellow.
Go
This would
back to
stock
that
up.
last picture.
Interesting, right? How they're using curved Lego.
The yeah, but go back one more. It also looks like you get a fair amount of printed bricks. So the purple pieces with the yellow squares, I see some black pieces with white squares.
Yep.
It looks like it has in mass a lot of small pieces with printed tile, which we don't see too often. And I
No.
think that's pretty interesting.
And you can use a lot of that in other builds as well. I think
It's
this is
great for like
actually probably
tiling and
this is like one of the most detailed in terms of different color pieces that are single print dot brick
yeah,
in terms of other builds. Another nod to Spider-Man. Spider-Man was also a framed print at one point that did
that's
retire,
true.
which also comes out on July 31st. If you haven't and you want to go see it, you can. Um, I think that there's going to be a lot of people that will get this set. I don't think it'll last as long as others. So if you did want to pick this up, I would probably pick it up within the first year of its release because I probably would see this retire relatively early. Would you say that, Josh?
I I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss because there's a lot more of the art sets now. I think there are currently three, four. Sunflowers hasn't retired yet, I don't believe. So Sunflowers, I think the Great Wave just retired, but we have the Claude Monet and now the Kiss, all within a relatively short period of time. But the other ones have been on shelves for a while. I I could see this sticking around a little bit longer. I think it take a little bit longer for it to find its audience because I don't think those who are fans of fine art are necessarily rushing out to get it immediately. Um, but I do think that it's a good addition to the art line.
Would you pick this up, Josh, day one?
Yeah, we intend to pick this up. Like I said, we love the art line. We get all of the sets. I think this is a good one. Um, they look great, hung on a wall in a gallery or a library.
I agree. The only concern, as with all the Lego displays, dust of those
Mm,
raised pieces.
yes,
It's up to you to make sure that dust does not settle on your Lego sets. And if not, we're not judging. All right, let's move on to our next set that we'd like to talk about. We are talking about Hanging Golden Pothos. The Hanging Golden Pothos, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I do apologize, is set number 11512 for those of you listening at home. $59.99. It's 372 pieces. And the best part about this set is that if you forget to water your plant, it won't die.
that's true. However, it is a high cost set in terms of the pieces. It comes out to 16 cents per piece.
And this is not intellectual property, people.
No, this is part of the botanical line. However, that said, this is probably, in my opinion, the best of the botanical line. The one that looks most natural. The way that they used the hinge pieces to create the vines, and with the leaf discoloration on those prints, this looks fantastic. It looks so good. It looks from a distance. I believe that you may not think it's a real plant necessarily, but I don't think that you would ever assume that it's Lego. It
No,
just looks so good.
especially from a distance, these hanging plants are easily, and remember, you could always expand on it. So you can have
Mhm.
those long drapes if you wanted to. Granted, the sets are The set at its price point is a little bit pricey, as you mentioned. Have we seen these leaf pieces in use before? The
Not
two-tone leaf pieces.
not the two-tone. No, I don't think so.
So these are also an exclusive piece in that there are those that like to make bouquet and other forms of
Hmm.
plants. It has come up within the last couple of years since there are now so many botanical sets that it has inspired those that want to create their own mocks of plants that now they have a whole new leaf choice.
Yes. And I
So
think
this
it's
is this is a good option.
Yeah, I think it's a great addition to the line. We've seen so many different flower bouquets and things like that, um, that having something different is is really nice, and they did a great job with it.
I agree with that. So this is a fun one if you'd like to pick it up, especially if you're into botany. Um, and easily expandable if you choose to. More than likely, I would love to see this at a gardening store, but I doubt that the gardening stores would probably want to get into Lego, so probably you'll see it at your closest Barnes and Noble. Coming up, we are going to talk about, well, we're going more generic here rather than specifically because the next
We got
couple
some new
sets,
themes.
there are so many. We're going to talk about Olivia Rodrigo's multiple different sets that are being released for August 1st. It is rather interesting that she's not just collabing on one set, but she's collabing on technically five, but we're going to show you four here. So this
Yeah,
is
so this is
something
going to be
new.
part of the Lego uh, editions line, I think.
Yes.
And we've seen the editions line before with other kind of megastars. So I believe the World Cup, the soccer series, was part of the editions. So editions seems to be the line for artists and personalities that Lego wants to collab with and create these themes. I think that it's an interesting choice. Um, I believe that the only other I believe there's been two musical artist collaborations that we've seen with Lego before. The first, of course, being the Beatles with Yellow Submarine and the art sets. But also we had the Lego Ideas BTS previously.
Was
But I
Pharrell's set?
believe, what's that?
Was Pharrell's set an edition set?
That's a good question. I don't I don't know that it was.
Hmm.
I don't think the editions line existed at that point, but that is another musical artist. So that's a good point.
Hmm. I just thought about that now. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He even had a whole movie.
Hmm. Piece by piece.
It was a good movie.
Um, which I'm all for, artist collaboration. I think that's really cool, especially if you're a fan of the artist. I don't think I had Olivia Rodrigo and Lego on my bucket list.
Oh.
Um, as the collaboration that would have been most exciting. Um, but amongst her fans, I think that this kind of fits with the style of like her disc work, her the artwork on her CDs and her records and that sort of thing with the pop of stars and that kind of thing. But it'll be interesting to see how these end up doing.
I agree. I think we're going to see them in non necessarily sold in traditional ways, where we're going to see them in other stores as well.
Hmm.
Where the one thing that I've seen about Lego with other lines, like recently I went to the Natural History Museum in New York City, and up on their second floor they sold all of the botany sets, a good chunk of the botany sets. And then when went into the space portion of the museum, they sold a lot of the space sets, which was actually really cool. So they're in non-traditional store settings, but they fit the time and place. So if there are record stores out there that have a Lego license, this would work in collaboration very well.
Hmm. And
So you could see these at Best Buy where people, I think they still sell CDs at Best Buy, or you could see these at Target, but that's a traditional sense.
yeah,
But I think it would work well outside the traditional storefront where you could
and I
see
think
other
what's
locations.
also kind of interesting or potentially cool is the option to customize these. Maybe you're not a fan of Olivia Rodrigo, but you like music production, turntables, records, guitars, what have you. It wouldn't be too hard to remove the Olivia Rodrigo elements and tailor it to your favorite artist.
I see what you did there.
Huh?
I see what you did there. Does
Sorry, the
everybody
jokes
else
come
see what you
swiftly
did
here.
there? What did he do there, everybody? I'll give you 13 guesses.
I think they know all too well what I'm talking about.
All
No,
right.
we can't do this. We can't go down this road.
Nope. Nope. It's a long and winding road, and we already mentioned the
Gotta shake it
Beatles.
off. Move on.
All right. On to our next not collaboration, but well, technically collaboration. There are so many sets to talk about that we have to do it in a little bit of a
A chunk.
non-traditional way. Welcome to Lego One Piece, everybody. Lego One Piece again is back. I want to call it like season 2 with Lego, even though there's like a million seasons with Lego
I
One
think it's
Piece.
following the live action on Netflix, so I think it's coming out in conjunction with season 2.
But these again, they're releasing 6 sets for August 1st. We've seen a lot of sets for One Piece, but they are doing well. Like
Mhm.
people are buying them and they are building them, and this ever grows the expanding universe of Lego One Piece. If you're unfamiliar, the animated series is infinite series long. I think it is the longest running and most episodic um, television show outside of The Simpsons. So it has like a gazillion seasons, and it is quite popular. Um, Josh is correct. This is based off of the Netflix series, and there are 6 sets, like a battleship. You have a drum castle. You have a gum gum fruit. You have giants that are fighting one another, which you can probably mock for the Odyssey. Tony, Chopper, and Captain Smoker. Here's the thing that keeps driving me nuts, and I don't know if it drives you nuts, Josh. Is that nuts like in a bad way, but nuts in like a. I swear that already came out because the announcement for like the One Piece sets, I feel like was back in like February.
It was a long time
And
ago.
it
Like
feels like
these
it
sets
had
have been,
already come out. Yes, I know they want to get people hyped, but by the time I see these, I go, I thought they've been on store shelves for like 2 or 3 months at this point.
yeah. And I think it's really confusing as well, kind of along that line that these sets really should come with a disclaimer. Because when you go to the store, when you see them, like it says One Piece. And then you get home and it has 1,705 pieces and you have to build it. Like it's false advertising. People think that it's going to come pre-built because it says one piece and then it's not. They think they bought a broken product. Really
He's
needs a
not wrong,
disclaimer.
everybody. It is true. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. But yes.
Sorry, it's a stretch.
Oh my gosh, I see what you did there too. He's on a roll today, people. So yeah, we wanted to cover a little bit of One Piece. We didn't have, we don't have a ton of time in this episode, but we did want to make you aware that they're releasing 6 additional sets. So if you do like One Piece, they have a variety of different sets and a variety of different piece counts and a variety of different prices that I think will suit everybody on who they're looking for what. And we also
Yes.
have another character built set, which, if you haven't seen our opinions on character builds in the last couple episodes, go back, check them out, and you'll see what we're talking about. Continuing on multiple sets being released on August 1st, we are up to where you thought we would be, and yes, we are going to talk about it. Not just the smart brick, but you want to make sure that you go ahead and Josh let them know what they're going to do.
Gotta catch them all.
Exactly. Welcome to Pokemon.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong,
So
love Pokemon, but this is a
a
lot.
lot. Yeah. And this isn't even all of them. So there are 18 new Pokemon sets coming out on August 1st. We are showing just the Smart Brick sets, just in the interest of time. But there is also going to be a brick built 18 plus set for Rayquaza. There's going to be an 18 plus Arcanine, an 18 plus Munchlax, which is possibly the most random assortment of Pokemon characters that they could choose to release. But the bulk of these sets are going to be Smart Play, Smart Brick compatible, which is going to be
So you can go
you
like
know,
this with your Pokemon.
yeah, so you're going to be able to have those battles, have those interactions that you might be familiar with from if you've played the games and that sort of thing. I am so behind on Pokemon. I don't know who those characters are. What is that?
Okay, let's Josh, show him your age. Who is this Pokemon?
That's the Pikachu.
And this Pokemon?
That's a Jolteon.
And this Pokemon?
That's Charmander's big brother.
I'll give you a very easy one. And this Pokemon?
Um,
We saw it in
I
movie
can't see where your
theaters in the
cursor
year
is.
2000.
Oh, Mewtwo.
Ah, perfect. And let's go. What about this green Pokemon?
I'm gonna call him Green Pokemon.
Okay. So, back to what we were talking about. If you enjoy Pokemon, please know that there's going to be a lot of Pokemon coming out on August 1st.
Yes.
The one
We've kind
concern
of
that I
shared
have, and it's not to be completely negative on it, smart play bricks have been doing okay. Like they haven't been like home runs. I see them on clearance, not like significant clearance, but I already see them on sale. Not in like a regular sale way, more of like a why is there
clearance.
like 90 of this set on the shelf? And we saw it with the Star Wars sets. I think the idea is that it's not, I think they're trying to figure out how to use the smart brick more and less of a in your face kind of way.
Yeah.
Pokemon, yes, it does make sense because of the motion. You're doing the battles and you're shooting water and fire and it'll have different sounds. Um, I think they're really trying to position that smart brick, and I think Pokemon was the outlet to do it. I could see it in use of other places. Pokemon goes hand in hand. Pokemon is a hot product now. It's always been a hot product. I've enjoyed Pokemon. I think it's the idea that they're trying to figure out how to use it. Pokemon's a good 10 tender, but also people will buy Pokemon because of Pokemon.
Right.
So,
But it is quite an investment because most of these are Smart Play compatible, which means that they could work with Smart Brick, but you would need one of the all-in um, sets first. So, like the first one, the Pikachu camp or the Charizard versus Jolteon, they're the all-in-one. You need those as base sets, and then you can expand upon it with the compatible sets.
yeah,
And looking at that Pikachu one, you're looking at over 17 cents per piece, which is a pretty high cost to just
yeah.
buy in to the theme. And then the sets themselves are quite a lot as well, averaging about 9.5 to 12 cents per brick. You expect it with an IP, but you might also expect a little bit of a higher quality. A lot of these Pokemon characters are very boxy, and a lot of that is because of accommodating the smart brick within them.
Yep.
I do appreciate that for the most part, stylistically, they're all similar. Not some of them are a little bit better than others, but at the same time, I don't think it's too far uh, removed to hope for something a little bit better for those prices.
I think they're just figuring out how to position it in the market. This was an easy pairing, but I want more detail Pokemon
Yeah,
and I want minifigure Pokemon, but mystery
it's coming.
minifigure.
We get our first minifigure with the Rayquaza set that's going to be coming
Uh,
out on August 1st.
we
But
will,
it is I think it is Picnicker. So it's not necessarily a known character. We're gonna have to wait a little bit longer until we get some actual minifigure type Pokemon. But they're
yeah,
coming.
we'll see. And that is Pokemon for August 1st. So if you want any of these Pokemon, you better go out and catch them all, as Josh said before. All right, moving on. A set that I had thought out
Oh,
came out last year, but is coming out August 1st. It's Fantastic Four. I kept calling him Furby because I mixed
nope.
up Fantastic Four with Herbie. Get it? But no, this is Fantastic Four Herbie. This was the robot assistant from the Fantastic Four movie that came out last year. I don't know
Yes.
why I had it in my head that it had already come out. I assume because I was thinking about the AMC popcorn bucket because they look so similar.
They do.
Um, for some reason, there's only 3 photos of Herbie. There's nobody that played with Herbie for demonstration purposes. Is he an adorable character? Absolutely. If you watch the trailer for Doomsday, which also they released a trailer for Doomsday if you haven't seen it, he has different eyes in that trailer. It makes me concerned because I like this version of Herbie.
Mhm.
To give you a little bit of a price point, this is set number 76339, the Fantastic Four Herbie, 74.99. You get 747 pieces, and he is not an airplane.
No, he is not an airplane. He is another example of a brick built character we've talked about before. However, despite what our opinions tend to be, brick built robots work. They're not organic. They can be a little bit boxier. When they do have curves, it works well with how Lego kind of incorporates it. But what I think is disappointing about this, unlike most of the Star Wars robots or droids, usually they come with a display plate that says the character or the droid name, and then it also comes with a minifigure. I'd love a little minifigure Herbie because he's adorable.
Yes. I hope he stays adorable. Go
I
watch
I
the
hope so
trailer. I'm
too.
not spoiling anything. Go watch the trailer. You'll see what I mean.
Mhm. Herbie will
Um,
return.
but yeah, I don't know why this was released so late.
It is
Um,
random timing,
it should have released
unless
with the Fantastic Four movie coming out. It would have paired perfectly. But when did Fantastic Four come out?
it
Like,
was a year ago, last July.
so
But you know what, Tom? You know what we don't know? This is Marvel, right? And everything is connected. And this comes out the day after Spider-Man Brand New Day. Maybe we're seeing some incursions. Maybe this is not, in fact, Herbie from Fantastic Four, but Herbie makes an appearance to help Spider-Man. And maybe Herbie plays with some Spider-Bots.
that would be great.
Would it? I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
it's too
know. But
soon.
also, why did they not include any other photos of
I don't
Herbie?
know. Spoilers. I guess more to come on the Fantastic Four Herbie, perhaps. But they don't have a lot of time.
What is this
So
price per piece?
it's about 10 cents.
10 cents. That's not bad for a
Not
Marvel
terrible.
set.
Not terrible. And you get that printed on, it looks like a print on. I don't think it's a sticker. That four logo.
And you get the Herbie logo too.
Hmm.
All right, moving
So
on.
yeah.
We're gonna head over to the world of Nintendo because we're gonna look at another arcade game. This is the third arcade game because we've had Pac-Man, we've
Hmm.
had a pinball machine, and now we've had Donkey Kong, right?
And don't forget the original NES came with the television where you could make Mario
That
kind of
is
jump.
correct. But is that an arcade game? That's a
You can't, I
at-home
guess
console.
that's true. That's fair. Yes. So this is the third that of the arcade games.
We are looking at Donkey Kong Arcade from Lego Super Mario 72051 for $199.99, 1,371 pieces. Josh, let's dive in.
It's a lot. Per brick, it's about 14 and a half cents per brick. But it looks like you get a lot of exclusive elements with the print on of the characters. It looks like the characters in the game itself are print on as well. This looks fun. Just from the front standpoint, from the side, this looks great. It looks like you can put the barrels in. They roll through. I believe that you have the option to make your character move using the control pieces. I personally was not a big fan of the Donkey Kong game, mostly because I was horrible at it. But that's not the fault of the gamers or the game itself. That was more of a I couldn't jump at the right time problem. But I think this is going to be a cool set to add to your collection. I do have some concerns though, and I think Tom, maybe you have the same concerns.
I do have the same concerns. We haven't talked about this prior, but Josh and I are like a hive mind a little bit sometimes. And we figure out what works and what doesn't work with certain sets. For me, I love the facade of this set. I think it's fun that you can make Mario jump up and down. I saw some similar tech in somebody making a dirt bike game that hasn't been released, but I think they put it up for Lego submissions, where the dirt bike could go forward and backward and up and down. And that's what Mario can do in this set. It's great. We saw the we saw the arcade game for Pac-Man, and Pac-Man was so detailed where it could go around and up and down, but from the front to the back, it was 360 detailed. The thing here is I love the print on brick circles that you have for like Donkey Kong, the Princess, Mario. Those are great because those are not stickers. The problem that I have with the set is the back, and I think Josh, you share the same opinion.
Yeah. So what was interesting with the Pac-Man set, it was a full box. So it was a full like box game, and the back had a panel that could be removed, and inside was a miniature arcade with a minifigure. So it had that extra element. Donkey Kong doesn't have. The back of the set is the back of the set. You can see the supports holding the letters up. You can see kind of some of the inner workings, which is neat. But from a full 360 perspective, it kind of loses a little bit of that element that made the Pac-Man set, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
And I
much
think
much
it's,
better.
yes, I know. There are people going to be out there, and you're going to say, but you're going to put it on a shelf and you're not going to see the back of it. I know. But it's the idea that there are some that don't do that, that
Right.
want to bring it down off that shelf. And I think it loses a little bit because it's so not ornate in the back.
Yeah. Now, granted, it's already a high price per piece, and adding what would essentially be just a cover up is unneeded cost. So eliminating keeps the cost down. I get that, and as someone who tends to buy the sets regardless of what I think of them, I appreciate that it's cheaper. But at the same time, I do feel like a little bit more effort could have been made to not to make the back look good, but to make it look complete.
I agree. I completely agree with that. I think the idea of the barrel system works well. The characters in the front look well. The lettering on top is innovative and fun because it's not perfect. But again, I would have loved for to turn this around and made it look like a black, like even if it was just black studded base plate on the back all the way up and down, that would have been fine. You didn't have to put detail on the inside, but this kind of takes it away and makes it look like a Lego set rather than an arcade set. And you're like, well, it is Lego, but at the same time, you want to make it look so good that it doesn't actually look like Lego.
Yeah.
So,
But that said, I think fans of Donkey Kong or arcade games in general are going to love this.
yep.
It's got that touch of nostalgia, the fun interactive elements.
But I
By
think
no means is this a bad set.
no, and they gave you enough barrels that you'll be here for hours. It'll be a lot of fun to play with. We hope you enjoy it. But yes, this does come out um, August 1st. So be sure to pick up your Donkey Kong arcade machine because this will probably be on shelves for at least a little while. It'll be probably a very good holiday set. And we are now on to our very last set. We've talked a lot, and we are going up into space, which technically it's not our choice because we're being doodle doodle doodle
Abducted.
doo. We're going into the X-Files, everybody. For some reason, like we talked about sets that they've announced months and months ago. X-Files was probably announced like what, a week ago, and they're just releasing it like on August 4th. I don't
It's
understand
been
their marketing timetable. I couldn't tell you. For those of you
it's
listening at
an
home, we're talking about X-Files, 199.99, set number 21369, 1,478 pieces.
Yeah, and this is an idea set. So the idea submission was approved over a year, I think a year and a half ago. So people have known this has been coming for a long time, but it was a question of what would it ultimately look like in comparison to the original submission and stuff. But ultimately, I think it looks fantastic. I think the design of this set is really clever, really unique. I like the disparity of color. It's dark, so it kind of fits the theme of the show, but at the same time, it it pops. It's striking, it's interesting. It's got a great selection of minifigs that actually look like the characters. The We have the unique head of the alien, which I think is really cool. Um, I really love this set.
I agree with you. I think it's done very well. The only detailing that I would like, look at the posters just on the wall and the
Yeah, there's
detailing within
so
the
many Easter
office.
eggs, so many references and nods to the show that,
I loved how they
anyone
printed the
who
world on a brick head in the back.
I've seen that piece before, so that one's not new. But there's a lot of great details and celebrity endorsements for the set. I think maybe that's why it comes out to 13.5 cents per brick. Uh,
The only
but
detailing that I would have probably put in, one, they have the Avengers trees. Just wanted to point that out for you, Josh.
they're a little different.
Don't have snow on them, but I'm surprised there's not like an Avengers vehicle like bursting out of the forest there. I would have put a little tiny bit more detail into the UFO. That's just me. I
Yeah,
do like the clear brick down though. There's a lot of options that you can use that with other mocks, so I think
yeah.
that's a good piece.
I
But I
think it
love the posters, and I
The
love.
posters are great. All of the details, all the little trinkets and things like that, like the little gold medallion, but with the Lego skeleton head that you see kind of to the left there. I love that. Um, Again, the details, I can't 100% tell, but I do think that some of them, if not all of them, are stickers.
Yes, because you could the way you could the one way I told was if you look at the red one up and to the left over here, you could see
Mhm.
the color differentiation.
Yeah,
So some of them might be print on brick, and then some of them might be stickers.
but even still, it's I think for a set like this, it's important to have the detail. I also think that the design itself could very easily be transfigured if you're a fan of Lost.
Yep,
This could be the hatch with the jungle above it.
yep.
So there's some mock potential there for if you. I'm sure if you like X Files, you probably also like Lost. There's some connective tissue between the two. But even so, as it is, this is a great set. This is the one that I am most excited for coming out this month. Um, they just did a great job with it.
Josh, let them know what they can do.
Yeah, so let us know if you agree with any of the sets that we talked about, and know that this is just a small sampling. There are over 70 sets coming out in August. So we touched on a lot of them, or not even a lot of them. We touched on a handful of them, but not anywhere close to all of them. There's new Star Wars, there's new Marvel, there's everything. So make sure you go check it out and let us know in the comments which ones you're most excited for. Which sets are you going to be picking up? Which sets are you absolutely not going to be picking up? Are you going to catch them all, or are you not going to catch them all? Um, we want to know. So go ahead, like, subscribe, let us know in the comments, and tell us which ones you end up picking up, and maybe keep an eye out as we might do some Ultimate Lego leaderboard of these
Yeah,
sets in the future, or something new that we may be trying in the future,
yeah. Who
kind of
knows?
inspired by the Tower Bridge.
Who
We might
knows?
see some
With that,
verses.
my name's Tom,
And I'm Josh.
and you have been enjoying the BlockCast.
We're Lego fans. Click.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.